Hey folks, welcome to Old Boy and Georgia Guitars and more. And today it's going to be more guitars. Today we've got a Squier Affinity Telecaster, a new guitar that's going to have to be set up. Brand new. These, are I think about the second grade or something of Squiers. I think the bullets are the low end, the bottom end. These are next. Maybe the standards are the next one up, then the classic vibe, so on. I think that's how that works. The SEs fall in there, in my opinion, above the standards, are right about the same. So anyway, this one needs a setup. It's a brand new guitar. They don't have a scratch on it, and it's just typical of new guitars. It's fretting out. It's not even playable. Typical of this price range guitar. You can see, if I can get it to where you can see, the saddles are jacked completely up. The pickup height is all wrong. So we're gonna have to work on the neck angle, get the action, get the truss rod set, all that. And that's the case with most of these anymore. And I'm probably gonna hurt somebody's feelings, make somebody mad, but the days of there being pride in craftsmanship and product, what you put out, is over. These corporations now, big companies, they sell you the cheapest thing they can sell you for the highest price that you'll pay for it. And that's typical with what you get with these guitars anymore. They come just slapped together any which way they can get them together and throw them on the shelf, and you buy them and you get what you get. So there's no pride in craftsmanship or end result anymore. It's all about the bottom line and profit. So, but that's good for somebody like me, because I can make a little money setting these up. So we're going to do a complete setup on this thing, and if that's something you're interested in, hang around and we'll see what we can do with it. All right, I got the strings off. They were probably 9 something, whatever came on it, factory. Got the strings off. Just started this end down here. The first thing I'm going to do is what I always do, is check the nuts. And of course, see there, that one's loose, that one's loose. They're probably all loose, but that's the first thing I do usually, is check these. And that's not a quality thing. That's, it's winter time. A lot of these nuts would have been tight in the summertime, higher humidity, whatever. In the winter, the wood dries out, shrinks. These will get loose. So that's not, but anyway, they're loose. I'm going to tighten them up. That's the first thing we're going to do. Okay. That's a 10 millimeter on most all of these. And these have the pins in the back, so you don't have the screws on the back to check that. Okay, now that we've got that checked, let's see about this neck. And I think I'm going to go ahead and just take this neck off. These use very little small screws in the neck, and I may look around. I may have some bigger screws. That's very little screws. That don't. I'll see if I've got some that are a little bit bigger, even if I have to drill it out. And put some bigger screws in the neck. Okay. All right, now you see why part of our problem, there's your sandpaper. That's factory. That and a pound of sawdust. But there's another piece of sandpaper here. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna take this out. I'm gonna leave the other one as right now. We'll try it once we start back with it to see what our neck angle. But we know as high as these saddles are jacked all the way up, we know that the neck angle that was too high, too extreme. So I'm gonna leave that. We may end up taking it out too to get it right, but that's what was in it. That's probably the first time that neck's been off of this guitar. So, all right, let me find a place to put this body. Let's see what we can do with this neck, because it was fretting out really bad. Okay, this thing is rocking like a seesaw. There's way too much forward bow in this neck, and I'm gonna attempt, and I know I'm probably not gonna be able to do it. No, it's gonna be, the camera's not gonna show it, but it's you can see it rocking back and forth right there. That's how much. So what we got to do is find our wrench and get in here, and hopefully this being a new guitar, it's not been boogered up. We're going to have to loosen this truss rod off because it is way, way too tight. Yeah. Extremely too tight. I mean, way. And I'm going to see if it's a two-way. It should be. Most of them now are. I don't know, it may not be. Most of them are. Yeah. It's starting to catch. I'm actually going to go the other way with it because it was so far. Okay, that's actually got it straight. And so after a while, I may have to, after I get the string tension back on it, get it all set up, I may actually have to turn it back till it catches the other direction. You know, once it's under string tension for a while. These necks on these guitars like this are maple, but there's no telling what kind of maple. It's real soft. Good hard rock maple isn't gonna indent like right here where the body's at. That's real soft. I mean, you can see this is real soft wood. It's not, you know, really, you know, but for the price, that's what you get. Okay, I'm gonna check while I got the neck off. I'm gonna check the frets for level. That one's a little rock on that. You get a little bit of rock. Nothing really bad. Really not too bad. I'm going to go back through them. I'm going to do that off camera because I don't want this video to be forever long. It's going to be long enough. The fret ends aren't sharp. They're also very inconsistent. Some are kind of on the short side, but they're not finished real well. They're not finished real well on the ends. I'm going to take my fret end file and I'm going to round these ends, and also the edge of this fretboard's just a little bit, I'm not going to say it's sharp. It's just a little bit, you know, it could be rolled just a little bit. So I'm going to do that. Check the, you know, probably have to see if I can seat some of the frets a little better. Anyway, and I'll do all that, and then we'll be back. Okay, checked all the level on these, got them all level, using the fret rocker, working our way down. What I usually do on these is I check them. I'll take this wooden block that I've had. I don't know what this is, mahogany, what it is. It's hard. You know, you can see it's been beat on many times. I've had this thing for a long time. But I just go through, if there's one a little high, and I tap it a good lick. Now, when I'm in the center of the fretboard, or the center of the neck, you know, I'll use some kind of support. I mean, I'm not hitting it that hard. You don't want to just try to beat the fret down into the fretboard. That's not what you're trying to do. Some of these, when they seat these things, they run them down the line. They run them. And, you know, they're not going to get them just right. A lot of times you can just, you know, tap them down, you know, with just a good lick. And they're good. But now there was a couple I had to use the fret, you know, my fret crowning file, and just do a little work on a couple. I think there was 3 of these. That one, this one, and maybe this one, that I had to take just a little bit off of, you know, to get it down there. So it's not, I'm not having to, you know, do a complete fret level and recrown or nothing. Just touching them up a little bit. You don't, when you get a guitar and you start having problems with the frets, when you get it and the first time you check it with a fret rocker, you know, don't tape up the fretboard and get out your file and you know, start sanding down and doing a whole complete fret level and all that. Check to make sure these are seated. If you usually have a cup, maybe 1 or 2 on one side or the other that'll be kind of high or whatever, and you can fix that easy enough. So I'm gonna take my fret crowning file, or my fret end file now, and I'm gonna go through, and I showed in the last video how I do that. You know, just work these ends in and just round them off a little bit. But I won't bore everybody with that because that's all I'm going to do. So I'm going to go down every one of these, this side, flip it around, do it the other side. Every one of them that way to smooth out the ends of these frets, and it'll make it play a whole lot easier. All right, we got the frets level. We got the ends of them, you know, filed down a lot smoother, a lot better feeling. Man, there's a world of difference in how that feels. Now what I'm going to do, and a lot of people freak out on a maple fretboard about taping it off, and if it was something different, I would. But I want to round some of this off anyway. And these necks come pretty well basically unfinished anyway. So it ain't gonna hurt nothing it ain't like you're cutting no real fine finish off of it if you cut a little bit off this edge. What it will do is make it play It ain't gonna make it play better, but it's gonna make it feel better while you're playing it. Let's put it that way. And I just use a pencil with some 220 grit. And just keep turning it where you... Oh yeah, that's like power steering over manual steering right there. That's the trick. Now that's starting to make this thing feel like something that costs a little more money. All right, so we got that done. The nut's just a cheap plastic nut. Probably looked that different. I just traded a 7-string Samick that I had for this guitar. The guy wanted it. I've been looking for something to put a Bixby on. So I think I just found it. This will be, we traded apples for apples. He got a Samick 7-string. And I got a Tele. And like I say, we traded apples for apples. The only difference is he got a guitar set up ready to play. I got one that has to be set up, but that's okay. That gives me something to do a video on. How's that? Okay. I am going to tape this up and give these things a quick little polish. And then hopefully this neck will be a wrap and we'll be on our way getting this thing set up. Alright. We got the frets polished up. Took a little bit of lighter fluid, cleaned the fretboard, got all the junk off it using this special fretboard polishing cloth. So let's get rid of the towel that's got the steel wool on it, because we don't want that nowhere around no pickups. Get it in its own special location. Okay, so we're good on the neck. We've tightened the nuts up on the tuners. Like I say, the back side of these have the little pins, so you don't have to worry about the screws. That's all took care of. Keep these nuts tight. Just got one string tree. We'll see how that works out. Sometimes you have to add one because your string your angle won't be right. It'll sound funny. So there we have all that fixed. That's all. Man, that's so much better. I mean, that made that guitar play like it cost $100 more just to have that done. So let me get the body back over here. Okay, let's do a little wiping off on it just real quick. That pickup looks like it's just plastic, I think, still on it. This thing, like I say, it's brand new. It might be a little dirty. It don't have a scratch on it anywhere. Okay, now we're ready. I don't know. Let me see. I should have tried to do this before I cut the camera back on. I'm going to see if I've got some bigger screws in my junk box that ain't too long. They're a little bit longer. That can be dangerous. It don't take being too much longer and you got problems. I've got this plastic piece that goes on the back side. If I add that, I hate to take all this time, but I just don't like those. I'm going to go with the little screws right now. This neck's going to be coming back off. I'm going to go with the little screws just for now. But I don't like it. They ain't much. Take this piece back off, this plastic piece. I generally don't use those, but I make a good spacer for that. And I don't know how much you're seeing of any of this. Oh my gosh, okay. Yeah, these little bitty screws, they just don't have enough bite to them. I will definitely change those out, but even if I have to grind the very ends of the screw off, it's not going to hurt anything to put those bigger screws in, because I would just feel better having a bigger screw in this thing. And I'm not going to run, I took it off of the drill. I'm not going to put it back on with the drill, because I don't trust these little screws at all. And I know this video is going to be forever and a day, but just try to cut out as much as I can and still show something, how to set this thing up. It takes time. See that screw there's just about stripped. So's that one. Both of those front screws are just about stripped. So I'll definitely have to fix that. I'll have to, probably can just take and grind off the very ends of those other screws, because it's not important that they have that tip, but they'll have more meat to them. But we're going to get by with what we got right now. All right. Oh yeah, we're way down, and I don't know what we're looking at. Let me see. Yeah, we can see something. We're way back down now. We're in a lot better shape. We're in a lot better shape. So once I get the strings on, we'll be able to drop these saddles way down. So let me get the strings on, and we'll struggle on. Okay, we got the strings on. Got the neck set, you know, kind of where we want it. Now I can't find what I'm looking for. Oh, all right. Our neck's set. So our string height, if it's a 12 fret, is 3.25 millimeters, which is extremely too high. And all this other is way too high. Plus we got to set intonation and all that. This video is going to be way too long for me to go into all of that. I tell you what I think I'll do is stop here, do a part 2. We probably take this neck back loose, put the bigger bolts or screws in the neck pocket, because I'm not feeling right about that. Set the saddle height, set the intonation, set the pickup height, to do all that in the next video, because this one's going way too long. So there'll be a part 2 to this, If you something I didn't answer, you know, leave a comment and I'll try to answer it. And if I've hurt your feelings about anything, I'm sorry. You can leave a comment about that. If you hadn't subscribed, subscribe if you'd like. I appreciate everybody that has subscribed, and because we got a lot to do, a lot coming up, man, we got it. So, you know, if this was entertaining, educational, and all that good stuff, give me a thumbs up. Total waste of time, give me a thumbs down. So, and we'll do a part 2 on this. So until the next time, see you.